the stick charges. Lamb's going to hunt him to the ends of the earth. Never mind that. Scratch that. He'll back off. Something stolen. Luo on the chase, but doesn't have Doom. Can they bring down Super? They Centaur stomp him. It will be enough. They needed that. They will delay the Blink Dagger as such. But in the end, they lose 2, including their farming gyro. They only get 1.
Yeah, they only traded 2 for 1 here, and Undying and MMY, the victors of those fights, because they got a ton of EXP. MMY also have stolen himself a little bit of crow spray action, which is surprisingly good against the rest of the Rattlesnake team, because they got no armor as well. So, alright.
Yeah, it may end up being much more effective for DK than Rattlesnake, because they have Acid Spray. Acid Spray and the Quills
and
is going to hurt.
Yeah,
and the Swarm.
Yeah.
It actually will be more effective, assuming the one thing is Rubik doesn't really want to be in the middle of the fight. Now he has Call Down.
Well, that was a big bad mistake by Icy, who could have easily popped flagged at any point in the fountain and got rid of it. But
that's not a spell you want to give away in general, and I feel especially not this game, because DK, they're content to sit back and farm with the lead they have, whereas Rattlesnake will have the onus on them to make things happen. They now trail by 6,000 gold, 5,000 experience, only 12 minutes in, which means if they're forcing fights and diving, you tend to clump, and that's where Call Down really tends to hurt.
I mean, if Rubik wants to use it for a solo kill, he's got the telekinesis to set it up as well. So that is just a dangerous combination of spells for Rubik to have, and it just shows you that Rattlesnake right now, they're, well, for the lack of a better word, somewhat rattled by this early game, because
I see what you did there.
They pick up this early game lineup, including Visage, Lina, Jaro, as well as Bristleback. You assume to win it very hard. We're going to see a smoke behind a tier 2, and Luo as well as I see it looking for some kills right now. They do have Doom available. They have Max Scourge, so they're moving very quickly. And our one row
they
Doom,
really want Burning.
They do, but the thing I want to point out is that our one row Doom is going for a mech. This is not generally what you want to see.
Well, I think ideally they want Icy to be the one, but the way this game is developing, we'll see if he actually can. Luo's going to come in. Right before this happens, I want to mention the tier 1 top was taken by DK, but it was denied by Sagam. And on that note, we'll see if Luo can find the gank. And, well, for the time being, just bide his time. DK seems fully prepared for this.
It's too obvious. Too many people are missing.
Top lane is pushed to the tower.
Yeah.
Now it's very, very obvious. And, well, Burning's still in a position where he could get caught out. The Familiars come in. He'll pop the Chemical Range before the Doom. That's going to make him way harder to bring down. He even runs out of the call down. He should be okay in the end. The missile comes through. QQQ's coming in. Here's Super as well. That's an RP. Catches 2. And all of a sudden, it's a party on the bottom lane. But DK crashing Rattlesnake's Gala. This is not what they hoped for. This is not what they wished for. They may lose Icy 2. That would be all 3 cores dead. In the end, they only lose 2. But it's a big loss because they were the ones waiting for the smoke gank, wasting time not farming, while RTK was freely pushing top. A huge economic deficit gained after that.
Yeah, the only thing they got out of that was Burning not farming for 20 seconds. But that's not a victory that you want to have. In fact, they're going to lose a tier 1 tower as well after losing 2 cores. So I don't think this draft, actually I don't think the laning worked out. The draft is actually fine, but Lamb's going to TP in and try to defend the tower, and in fact I think they will hold this.
What can he do? Bristleback, if he doesn't have the necessary follow-up, often does feel kind of useless because the enemy team just runs away. Goo is a fantastic slow, but not until you get multiple stacks up does it really start to kick in, and by the time you do that, they're back to their tier 1, so I don't know that it's the draft to me. I think it's really just the way the lane's developed. I mean, they got first blood. They threw Bristleback up on the cliff. All of a sudden, Rattlesnake have 3 magic sticks at the 1 minute mark. And like you pointed out, that makes this magic sticks always important in tri-lane versus tri-lane. Way more so when you're up against this hero.
Yeah, I think as soon as you see magic stick on the Bristleback tri-lane, you just say, hey man, maybe we just ditch this tri-lane. It's just so hard to actually win it. But that's not what they did, and unfortunately they suffer greatly for it. They are going to lose that tier 1 on the bot lane, and I think they're going to try to trade for a tier 1, but I really don't think they will get it. And normally or at least I am gushing about Visage and how powerful as a hero he is. If you're behind, if you just don't get that early game lead that you normally get as a Visage, you just don't have a similar impact.
And Visage can, in theory, solo kill enemy supports and occasionally even carries if he's really far ahead, but if he's behind or equal, he needs a lot of help to make things happen. And problem is right now, I look at Rattlesnake, and who do they have that really starts a fight? DK has Super with a Blink Dagger, and he's Magnus, and he's level 11. There's your entire team fight in a 1-hero package. I look at Rattlesnake, Doom maybe walks in with Scorched Earth, Doom's 1 hero. That's not a great initiation. That's not a multiple hero AoE stun. Their lineup was really built on winning the laning stage, and we'll see what they can do from here on out, because Lumi, they haven't won it, so Question is, what's the game plan for Rattlesnake? How can they come back, or how can they at least try and stem the bleeding?
I think what they need to do right now is just simply farm.
Oh, Blink RP.
Skewer onto 2 and Tombstone's up. Telekinesis lift not being used and not even necessary here. And here comes Big Band Doom. Buckler's going to get popped, but he's going to get stunned as well. Acid Spray, Swarm should all be casted. They're going to focus on Burning, but Burning's not going to be down. There's going to be Doom being used, and here comes a call down as well. QQQ might actually go down here. Very surprisingly, it's Rattlesnake that wins a team fight. Double kill goes on here.
Burning gets clipped off. Buyback from Undying. Are they going to chase the other way? RTK's diving the tower. The Swarm splashes through. Not going to connect on Icy or anybody else. So in the end, Rattlesnake, they force out a buyback, but they may lose Sagam. He looks to be in a lot of trouble. Slapped down by the little Rubik. And now, can they defend their tower? There's no call down. There's no Doom. And RTK's on the hunt. He wants Icy. He's going to dive in under cover of Sakuchi and start to go to work. He's got the time lapse. If he gets stunned, though, could go down. Able to juke away. Nice little play from him. And almost finds a courier for his trouble. This is coming in with the mech. RTK perhaps wanting to snipe it. If he gets the courier before the mech is delivered, it would be a disaster, but it looks like it'll be okay. Doom, unfortunately, doesn't have a stomp anymore, so RTK just toys with him in the jungle and then retreats back out again. When it's all said and done, I look at the gold graph, and it's still going up. 10K gold lead for DK, 7K experience lead for them as well.
I mean, all things considered, that was probably one of the best team fights you ask for. It was a 2-for-2 trade. You force a buyback out from Undying. You defend your tier 1. More importantly, you got a kill on Burning. And on a team that have lost practically every single lane, that's the best thing you could ask for. And well, it's an okay fight for Rattlesnake. They need to have more of those fights. And Doom, after that fight, will have mech finish. He has it right now in the fountain, and that generally should help you win the next one.
Yeah, and they have the smoke on Luo. Doom's cooling down. I'm completely with you that it's the best fight they could have hoped for. It's not enough yet. They have to keep the pressure up. They have to keep forcing DK into bad positions, take fights where they can. It's hard to do against a Blink RP super, and it's hard to do against DK's playstyle, which is generally, at this point in the game, protect Burning, generally be in his neighborhood, so if they go on him, there probably will be backup. But somehow, some way, they got to find a way to blend his farm because the Ancients were being stacked. He's going to start to find more gold otherwise. The smoke gank is about to be revealed. It will be a Blink RP. Catches 2 again. Skewers 3. Pile drives him into the Tombstone. Into a whole lot of pain. A world of damage. Burning comes through. That stun hit everyone. Now onto Luo. The lone survivor, aside from the Bristleback, who isn't even in the fight. He's farming mid. Luo's going to be next in line. Super being soul ripped up. He'll live as well. My goodness. RP. Skewer then brings an additional one into an Alk stun that catches out 3, and the fight is just over.
Turns out that Magnus still a good hero when you land those 3-man RPs and skewer backwards. It's as soon as all those spells hit, they're absolutely half HP. And when there's zombies on top, when there's acid spray on top and a Fable, they're just practically wombo combo to death. And we're only like 16, 18 minutes in. It's
a whole new level of... Oh, we're going to see a Blink Skewer in mid lane, but Super realizes it's off the mark, so he only does a midget Skewer. He then throws... the Swarm gets thrown out on land, but he will kill off the bugs and be able to escape. But they get a tier 1 mid. They'll pressure that tier 2 bottom and do a lot of damage to it. And Rattlesnake, they really needed that fight to work for them bottom. When that doesn't work, you just got a mech on your Doom. You get that item to start winning fights now. You lose a huge fight. And all the while, Burning, and not just Burning, but also RTK, are really starting to accelerate their farm. RTK has the ultimate orb up. Looks like he could be going either Manta or Linken's. Linken's is not bad against Doom. He does have level death to remove the Linken's, but while he casts that, you can usually get away if they don't have a gem or other lockdown. So I think a Linken's would actually be a decent choice this game.
Yeah, the fortunate thing here for DK is that their spell damage is starting to taper off as the Rattlesnake hero is going to get more levels, and the physical damage is not really catching up. Burning's got some with the Shadow Blade and Acid Spray. ROTK not going to do much until he finishes Manta or whatever item that he's going to be going for, or Lincoln Sphere, I guess. So they do have, again, a small window opportunity. Where
actually, scratch that because there's a Bristleback in this game, so Lincoln's may not be the best item choice.
Yeah, it probably isn't. Like, a single goo will take you away.
I haven't cast many games with this hero, so brain not working properly, but yeah, don't advise that item.
Also, normally, I would say that, hey, Bristleback's actually a fine mid-game DPS hero because Warpack gives you so much, like, steroids. Unfortunately, he's going for a much defensive build. He's going for Hood, and well, there goes any kind of damage potential that, for example, Armlet would have gave you.
For the time being, DK, I just feel they're perfectly content to sit back and farm. They're stacking Ancients. Burning has Empower, something he didn't have on his Alchemist yesterday, and still farmed incredibly well. his farm rate isn't what it was yesterday, I think, but it's still 89 CS 20 minutes in, not that impressive, but he's still Alchemist. He leads the farm charts, and now as he starts the level of Acid Spray, kills off a big Ancient stack, it will accelerate. And later on in the game, he doesn't need as many items because he has Empower and the Swarm on his side. So we'll see what he goes for, but things looking up and up for them. And Luo lurking in the jungle. He'll pick up some dust. Wants to make a go on RTK. Unfortunately, you can time-lapse out of that, but we will see if he gets off the time-lapse in time. Could be in trouble here. A Doom would spell his doom. RTK on the run.
Oh, no.
Sakuchi. Time-lapse is there, but he gets doomed after Sakuchiing away. Actually going to escape, and that's very troublesome. They really need to make kills happen with every Doom usage.
Yeah, well, so far, none of the Doom usage have ever gotten the kill, aside from the one that I think Neo TP up top as Visage, excuse me, and got that one kill. And meanwhile, Burning says, all right, nobody in my lane. Gonna keep on pushing.
For the time being, Burning's going to back off and look to Shadow Blade out. He's got 4.5k. Feels like an Assault Cuirass game to me.
Yeah, I think Assault Cuirass is probably the best item you could get against a team that relies on a lot of it on physical damage. And, well,
and even the Bristleback. I mean, in theory, Warpath makes him a right-clicker. In practice, he's probably just going to die, but the spines do a lot of physical damage.
Right, they are based on armor, and the more armor you have, the armor your allies have, it's the less effective that he is going to be. So, is there a mech on the Radiant side?
It actually is going to be a Lincoln Sphere for RTK. So, well, I mean, in theory, Goo really counters Lincoln Sphere, but in practice, Weaver's very elusive in the fights and can just kind of stay away from Bristleback. So, maybe it's not such a bad choice on second thought. But we'll see. We'll see how it works out. If it even saves him once from a Doom death, it's probably worth it.
I'm dubious because also there is Gyrocopter's homing missile. You could cast them at very far, and it's not when the rocket hits you, it cancels Lincoln. As soon as you cast it, the Lincoln's is gone. So I just don't think it's actually that good of a defensive item choice. I think something like a Vid Booster and then a Cloak and maybe a Yasha maybe a little bit better, but hey, he's got a ton more gold than the enemy team. He could do whatever the hell he wants. And
it'll probably work out just fine. DK now having a commanding lead. 17-5 in game one of this best of three. That's your score. 16,000 gold lead. 13,000 experience lead. They are already 2-0 in Group B and really looking strong here in game one. If they win this series, they will then move on to being 3-0 in the group and virtually, and at that point, guaranteed to advance and virtually guaranteed a top 2 finish, if not completely guaranteed. Orange, the only other team undefeated thus far, 2-0 on their own right. It sets up a pretty exciting Orange versus DK showdown if it comes to that, but we're not there yet. It's, of course, only game one, and Rattlesnake, they'll fight this one out. They'll slug until they can't slug anymore, and point booster for Luo. He's going to go Ags again. I don't know, Lumi. I just don't feel this item is the solution. I feel they really need him to go more of a hard carry build. Things like Shadow Blade, Assault Cuirass. Even if you doom the Weaver or the Alchemist and shut that, even the Mag, you shut one of those heroes down, you can't stay on top of them in the middle of the fight. So I guess it helps them tank up, survive a little longer, but I feel they need a lot more.
It really depends on who gets a jump on the team. If, let's say, DK gets a jump with 3-man RP on you, it doesn't matter what items you have, you're still going to lose a fight. Because as soon as, let's say, three of your team is dead or half HP, you're not going to win a fight no matter what item your Doom has. But if you do get the jump with Accepted Doom and you start chasing with things like Bristleback Quill Spray, Nasal Goo, and Visage Birds, like, if you're on the chase, it's okay, because it actually allows you to be a lot more tankier. He's also got the Ogre Frost Mage creep, and hopefully he will keep that one, because it does give them and his team a lot more tankability right now, and they need all the tank that they can get.
We'll see what they look to do. RTK, in the meanwhile, is going to push in the middle lane. Just continue to apply pressure to the lanes and control the map as well as possible. For Rattlesnake, they're eking what farm they can out of the jungle, keeping themselves by no means in the game. They're very far behind on their cores, but just getting whatever farm they can. They'll soon have a Shadow Blade on Icy. We'll see if that amounts to much, but a Blink RP will catch him out. Skewered away from the backup. Burning is there. The Visage Familiar trying to slow down this aggression. Now he's doomed up. Burning's driven back, but the rest of the fight breaks out on the back lines. It's QQQ tanking Laguna Blades and all sorts of additional damage to the face. Doesn't even care. Lamb still chasing. Can he find the kill? He does kill off QQQ at long last. They get the Undying. The trade was the Gyro. The trade will be Cabo as well. There's your Dust. Still on the run is RTK. He's going to hope it out of there. He will survive. Now sag him to fall as well. Super running for all he's worth. He's got a skewer. He'll push Lamb back into the fray. The Quills are doing the work, but just not enough. Super barely able to live. Luo, the last man or creature standing, and at long last, he goes down too. They doom Burning, and he just runs away. And the GG from Rattlesnake. that really was the final stand.
I mean, if you look at that fight, everybody was at so low HP, then you think to yourself, hey, if Rattlesnake won 1 or 2 fights more before this one, they would have won that fight too. It was just so close, and even
if they won that first fight bottom when they had the mech,
Yeah.
I think they could have turned the game around there.
they would have snowballed a little bit better. If you want to even call it like the butterfly effect, you know, who knows what happens when you win a fight. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, and DK, I guess, preyed upon. Thank you for that one, stats. Preyed upon on a unstandard draft. I hope that doesn't discourage Rattlesnake from trying new things, because these heroes are very exciting to watch, whether win or lose.
It is. This is now the 3rd or 4th game where we've seen Doom just struggle to find a place in the laning stage. That continues to be my concern whenever I see the hero picked up, is he just doesn't do well against most solos 1v1, and they kind of needed him to when the tri-lane failed. I think it would have been okay if the tri-lane didn't give up a first blood, if everything didn't go wrong, including the solo kill. Magnus killing off Gyrocopter at level 1, I mean, that's pretty tough to come, or not at level 1, but as soon as he got RP with his first usage of it, as well as the multiple early deaths in the tri-lane, that's hard to come back from. And then Doom on top of that, just not being that strong of a laner, losing his lane. I also think they could have ganked the Weaver earlier. We saw the rotation from Visage. As soon as Doom hit 6, considering they weren't getting anything done bottom, I would have liked to see that happen.
I'm also surprised that they laned it like that. I thought it was going to be Gyro up top. You give him a pair of Sentry Ward, what is Weaver's going to do? Sikuchi's up, you Rocket Barrage, and you win that lane. And mid lane, it's a free farm lane for Doom versus Magnus. Sure, he's going to bottle crow, you're going to bottle crow.
Right.
You eat creeps, he shockwaves, whatever. It's a lot easier of a lane for him to deal with. I'm not sure why they lane like that. One big reason is that Doom has an easier access into the jungle and could devour some of the bigger creeps.
You can somewhat get there from the mid lane as well.
Yeah, you could devour in lane creeps. I just don't see what the big deal is. So.
And you can also just go to your big camp. It's not that far away from mid. If you push the lane out with Scorched Earth,
sure.
Maybe you go and eat a creep. Maybe you miss a couple of creeps experience, but you get the extra gold. You get the big experience from eating a big creep, and you can stay alive in the lane. The other thing is you can actually access runes, which Magnus is a decent rune controller. He can somewhat outpush Doom. I think he'll still beat Doom mid, but end of the day, Doom doesn't really have to win his lane. He just has to not die and get some early levels. And then you have the Gyro who can actually beat the Weaver.
Right, he lost a top lane badly. It was 47 creep kills to 17, like 8 minutes in or something like that. That cannot happen.
Well, in the end, it's going to be Rattlesnake who dropped game 1, but it is a best of 3, guys. Stay tuned. When we come back, we'll have DK versus Rattlesnake. This one, a best of 3. It will be DK leading the series 1-0.
其实就这个组合来讲的话，钢倍兽的效果还不错，还可以啊，我是觉得钢倍兽还不错，尤其国土用的还很靠这个位置，在立了之后找到正面之后再溢出去，不然的话这个伤害打出来肯定能再引发一次针刺横扫。是，我是觉得这一盘阿斯内克下路3人路的伤害打得已经非常足了，只不过 DK 在每一波团每一波小规模的这个遭遇的时候，他每个人的承担的伤害实在是太平均了。对，我们看他们每一波的处理都处理得非常完美。
而且我觉得猛犸几次发挥都还是蛮不错的。
是的，是。
虽然没有说亮到一下大到3个5个，但是每次2到3个都是有的。
Super 这场比赛确实表现非常
很亮很亮，这一场的话，
关键是他大到能够有人头。
对。
是。
你要说逼成这一场多么的亮，这个炼金打前是他的本分，对吧？
嗯。
然后
而且要靠队友配合。
哎，
他的
你们觉得
队友确实更亮一些。
是的。
你看这一波，
这个第一个飞弹其实是拉比克，然后留住了。你看这个减速效果。
炼金在上面卖肉，然后这边猛犸大2个，然后是杀了末日，再追杀钢背秀，直接一个 D， 是蚂蚁是把那个钢背修掉，双杀。
这一波毛毛鸭的大招放的真的是好。
中路这波好像是 DK 吃了点小亏吧，
点小亏。
这边是往左边走了2个人，然后这波好像是炼金死了吧，我记得炼金死了。
这一波炼金是被一个导弹炸死。
是，
然后我们看到这个毛毛鸭还不停的在放针刺横扫，你看到没有？
是，毛毛鸭一直在放针刺这一波，最后被一个导弹收掉。然后这波的话是小亏 ，DK 小亏这个地方
又大到2个，
大2个推3个，一瞬间秒掉了。
这一个爆炸的效果。
这个飞机导弹好像是又是毛毛鸭放的是吧？又是毛毛鸭的导弹。
这个罗导好无奈，眼看自己明明是4个人了，最后变成自己孤身奋战。
是的，
队友瞬间
躺了3个。
对的，太快了。
这波又是把飞机递回来，是飞机的。
他加了口没肯，最后还是被那个高射火炮给建设死了。本来可以逃掉。
这边推了一下那个，
太变态了。
推了一下狮王，但是被一个针刺，对，被针刺扫死了。这针刺还是打到后面伤害挺高的。
是，然后我们看到接下来
蚂蚁是非常凶的冲进去，然后配合后面猛犸又把2个酱油收掉，蚂蚁吃了口魔棒又回来输出了一下。
把这一波回来，
对，这波你看这个平均承担伤害的那个细节做的太到位了。蚂蚁也是空血，然后狮王也是空血，不过最后狮王是死了，最后还是死了。
但是他一个人也是承担起了整个团队的这个重任啊。
哎，那你们觉得今天的 MVP 会给谁呢？
我觉得
都这么亮，
应该没有什么疑问吧？应该是
猛犸，
肯定是猛犸吧？
猛犸，
这应该不会有人。
我也觉得是猛犸，你有别的看法吗
？B 神的表现其实还是不错，
B 神表现其实还是不错的。
到底是谁呢？我觉得 B 神的可能性是4，猛犸的可能性是6。
刚才是谁说？炼金打钱是他本分来着，现在又变成了B 神的表现确实不错。
是你的本分，但不一定每个人都能做好他的本分呀，
是吧？
对吧？
好，
那我们揭晓答案
吧，
看一下我们教父给出的这个 MVP 是谁 ？Super，
猛犸，
肯定是猛犸。
是，这场比赛是5杀1死10助攻，然后等级也非常的高。中路13分钟出到跳刀，开始帮助团队，然后各种大到2个3个关键性的人物，每一次打到关键性的人物的话。其实没有杀掉人也不太关他的事了，因为他的爆发，他
做好了他本分的了，是吧
？KD 这盘15点的 KD，有点高，
是的，
是吧？
是有点高。
好，那双方的第2场比赛，希望 RS 战队能够稍微调整一下，因为第1场比赛输的略微有点
小分。
我是想看他们继续飘成一把，然后我们再看第3盘。
也可以，
那就很有劲了。
那我们给他加点油，对不对？好，RS 加油！稍事休息之后，马上回来是双方的第2场比赛。
A 组 IG 老干爹，飞气，鸿福，波浪 ；B 组有 DK 老干爹安 T，Orange， Rattlesnake。
世界冠军、世界比赛、国际斗争，总有好强、2强、均有的想象。
Game start。
welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for Game 2 of DK versus Rattlesnake Gaming. I almost said Rising Stars, Lumi, but not today. Today is a new day. Today is a good day. It's a good day to be DK. They're up 1-0 in the best of 3. We saw Rattlesnake go for Bristleback. I think the hero can fit, but they were up against it was a very tough hill to climb. They gave up first blood, Bristleback thrown up on a cliff, and then solo killed. The gyrocopter was solo killed made by Magnus. Game kind of fell apart from there, but let's see if they have something better planned in game number 2.
I mean, it just speaks to the weakness to the hero when you give away a small advantage. First blood is not exactly a small advantage, but when you give away an advantage like that, then suddenly your game plan's done. That just says your hero maybe isn't that good and maybe shouldn't be picked.
I don't think it was just that. I think it was also the fact that, like, if they won their solo lanes, I think it's okay if that lane doesn't go that well. But Doom is well in the safe lane, not really strong against Weaver. Didn't get the best creeps either. Centaur is not what you want. You really want something like the Satyr there. But it seemed a lot of ifs and, could-haves, and if this went that way, then maybe things would have gone better. Like you said, maybe not the strongest draft from Rattlesnake. Good news is it's a new game. It's game 2. What do you think they have up their sleeves?
Well, they still have all the interesting and wide heroes. I do believe the most important ban right now is Darkseer, because when Rattlesnake get both Darkseer and Clockwork, they have almost an unbeatable defensive dueling that could actually out-harass and out-farm you in that lane as well, and that's not what Burning wants to face. On the same time, on the other side, Burnings always have that anti-mage up his sleeve, so we'll